Deep to right center. That ball is gone into Monument Park.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the 23rd episode of the Monument Park podcast. I'm Cole Weintraub.
And I'm Luke Profacci.
And in a year where so much went wrong, the New York Yankees were playing 500 baseball in July. So many games that we had in our hands and just let them go at the end. The Yankees are a playoff team. We didn't win the division, but it's okay. We got into the playoffs. The expectations were high. We didn't meet those, but we could potentially meet those if we get hot at the right time, which is right now. And we're going to Fenway. It's going to be a big game. A lot of nerves going into it, but just got to do our thing. We're playing good baseball lately, and we just got to carry it right into the playoffs. Luke, how you feeling about tomorrow, and how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm nervous. It hasn't really hit me yet. In past years, I feel like we knew we were going to be in the wild card game for like a month plus leading into it. So it was kind of, we knew our fate. We knew we had to get through that one game, and then we were set for potentially a run. But this year, I mean, up until 2 days ago, I had no idea that we were even going to make it at all. I thought we were going to have to play a play-in game or something. We had no idea. So it hasn't really hit me yet that tomorrow is another one of these wild card games where anything can happen. We're going to Fenway. It's the Red Sox. I don't know. I'm just nervous right now. I don't know. Maybe when we talk about it, it'll kind of, my juices will get flowing, but I don't really know yet.
A lot of nerves, but we've been playing in big games the past 3 weeks. So it's kind of like, I've kind of gotten used to it. And playing big regular season games. I mean, we haven't had to really play too many big regular season games. I don't even remember the last time we had to play, these big regular season games that, like, depending on the fate of our season, like getting into the playoffs, like it's got to be since maybe 2015. So I mean, we just got in 2015. So, or actually, no, it's not true. We were the home team, so we were in the wild card, but we still had to win games down the stretch. But this year was certainly different. These 2 years are completely different. Yanks are a much better team than they were then. But yeah, the 4-team maybe chaos, that was a little concerning. Seeing the Seattle Mariners maybe make the playoffs was, I guess just I don't know. I didn't think it was ever going to happen. The Mariners will just never make the playoffs. It's just kind of an unwritten rule in baseball. But, we're in, and it's really about just getting hot and just playing your game. I mean, you got to win this first game, and whatever happens after that is up in the air, because then every team, there's home field advantage, but every team has the same chance to win it. We just got to play an extra game to get in there. And it is what it is. That's what it's got to be. It does stink that we won't have DJ LeMahieu throughout the wild card game, American League Division Series. And then if we somehow win the American League Division Series against Tampa, there's still, some question if he'll be back for the championship series. Personally, I don't think the Yankees can get through the division series without DJ LeMahieu. Sure, he didn't have the best year, hit just under 270 after 2 years where he was, the best pure hitter in baseball, in my opinion. Comes in this year, signs a big contract, and doesn't play up to it. So, that was a little disappointing, but just having DJ LeMahieu in the lineup, that presence, I know Luke likes to talk about presence a lot. He must love Christmas. Having DJ LeMahieu in the lineup, in that leadoff spot, with how good he is at situational hitting, the way he can hit the ball to the opposite field, move guys over. Sure, he hits a lot of ground balls. Sure, they turn into double plays, but in big games, you like to have veterans. And as a Yankee, he's a 305 postseason hitter. So he's certainly done the job. We saw that home run in 2019. He's contributed greatly as a New York Yankee in the postseason. Too bad we haven't gotten to the World Series, but Yeah, I don't know. Just having him, sticks a fork in me a little bit in terms of my expectations in the playoffs. Luke, how do you feel about this?
I haven't really thought past the wild card game yet. I'm just thinking like lineup construction for tomorrow. Like, how are we gonna get through? I mean, it's the Rays if we get through. Like they've owned us, so I don't even want to think about that until we get to Boston. I am curious what the lineup's going to be. If Gio's going to stay at short or move back to third, especially after he ran into the dugout and made that unbelievable catch. Thought he was dead. I I don't know. I can't really got to walk before you can run a little bit. I just think we got to take this Boston game with our full attention and then worry about the rest when we get there. What do you I really am torn on this lineup. Like, I don't know how they're going to approach it because of all these pitching. We already have three lefties in Rizzo, Gardner, and Gallo. So do they go with I mean, I guess no matter what, they have to start a lefty. It's just whether they go power and Odor or defense and contact and Wade or Velasquez. I definitely think Wade won't start though, because I feel like he's such a weapon off the bench. He can come in anywhere, play defense, run, do whatever. So I think it's between the bat with Odor and the glove with Velasquez, in my opinion.
I I don't really see how. I mean, there's a world, and if you watch postseason baseball, you see guys that you really question, why is this guy in here? Remember a few years back, like Terrence Gore was playing for the Kansas City Royals, like Paulo Orlando was playing for you're just scratching your head. He's like, who is this guy? Um, I definitely think that the Yankees go with Odor, considering how clutch he is. I feel like, sure, he can come off the bench and be a clutch bat, and that's very valuable. But I think really what's going to win tomorrow's game is just who can score the most runs. Obviously, baseball, but who can put together the biggest innings and really set the tone. And having a guy like Odor who can come up with a couple guys on early in the game and put one in the seats, I think it's just very valuable. Odor has played in the postseason. Some may forget. He played with the Rangers, so he's got postseason experience, whether it was good or bad. May have made I'm pretty sure he made a pretty big error in the Blue Jays game back a while ago, but that's besides the point. Having Odor in there, just a veteran presence in the box. I think that edges him out in terms of, the competition between him and Velasquez. If you do play Velasquez, you could put Gio back in his natural position. There is that, which you may like, which Aaron Boone might like. Aaron Boone really likes Tyler Wade. I just don't see him playing him. I think that, once again, his presence on first base as a pinch runner, especially in a game like Yankee Red Sox, it's going to come down to the final wire, you would think. And having a guy like Tyler Wade to get on first base and really just get in the pitcher's head is very important, especially with guys like in their bullpen, like Matt Barnes and Adam Ottavino, two guys that are very slow to the plate. Late in the game, having a guy like Tyler Wade can really, be a difference maker. So, keeping him on the bench is what I like. In terms of the lineup, I don't know. I've been thinking about this last couple hours. I don't know. Something's telling me that the Yankees should lead off Brett Gardner. I don't know. I just having the lefty at the top of the order, maybe you bat Gardner next to Rizzo. I don't know. They can definitely mess with the lineup because this is a very unique lineup. LeMahieu's usually in the lineup. He's usually slotted in, right-handed hitter at the top of the order. But in a game where, like I just said, you have to set the tone in some inning in the game, having Gardner at the top of the lineup with Rizzo, we knocked Eovaldi out after 2 2/3 last time facing him. I think that's the key to a big inning early in the game is having Brett Gardner at the top of that lineup. I do like the idea of having Rizzo at hitting first, leadoff, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's batted leadoff as a Yankee, even though Luke Voit was batting leadoff for the Yankees a couple of times. I don't think Aaron Boone would go into a playoff game and bat Anthony Rizzo first. So, I'm torn between Gardner and Torres. It will probably be Torres just for the construction of the lineup. in late game situations. But I think, in my opinion, I throw Gardner at the leadoff spot. Why not?
Yeah, I think if they mess with the lineup, like they could do some pretty interesting stuff. They could pretty much go righty, lefty all the way down. And I think it could be interesting. Like something like, I don't know, or start lefty, righty. I mean, they could go like Gardner, Rizzo, and then Judge 2. They could go Gardy, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, Glaber, Gallo, Urshela, Odor, Higgy. And on paper, that's pretty nasty, but you don't really want to touch like the dynamic of the lineup. Like they've never done. I don't think that lineup's been put out once. So I think if we put it out and we get shut down, then that's something we would really look back on and regret. So I think he's going to go same thing we've been doing, probably Glaber at the top, Rizzo, Judge, Stan, and then Gallo. I don't know what they're going to do with Gallo. I want them to drop Gallo to like 8th. He's been awful. He's so in his head too. Like he's missing pop-ups now. Like I don't even know what to do with Joey Gallo anymore. He's a problem. He just needs to get a hold of one, to be honest. He needs to hit the ball the other way. Like if they're gonna let him bunt, let him do it. But yeah, I think we'll stay pretty much what we were doing ever since DJ's been out with Glaber at the top and then falling all the way down. But yeah, I mean, we have a good lefty-righty balance. It's not all the people we want. Missing DJ is huge. Like his presence, like he's a postseason hitter. You need that. I think we can get through this one game, and then who knows after that.
I like.
How do you feel about Garrett Cole? You could segue into that after what you're gonna say, because I don't know.
Of course. I think giving Joey Gallo the Alex Rodriguez hitting 8th in the 2006 playoffs just right out of the jump would be a statement from Aaron Boone. I don't think he's going to do that. I think you could do that to a guy like A-Rod. You could do it to a guy like Giambi. Giambi came in into the ALCS Game 7, dropped him down in the lineup, comes in, hits 2 home runs. I don't know. I mean, the thing with Joey Gallo is you want him to see good pitches to hit. And away, dropping him down in the order, I don't know. You kind of have to surround him, because if you bat him low, guys can pitch around him, and sometimes, for the most part, pitching around Joey Gallo is the way to get him out. Hitting the corners, making him chase. I really don't know with him. He's very odd. It's just, if you told me at the beginning of the season that we would be in a playoff game with potentially 4 left-handed hitters, I don't even know how I'd react. Odor, Gardner, Rizzo, and Gallo. I mean, 3 of those guys weren't even on the team before the year. And if this was their idea of balancing the lineup, I don't think they did a very good job, because you got Odor, who, in his own role is a good player. He's not a starter. You have Rizzo temporarily, and then Joey Gallo, like that doesn't help. So the construction of the lineup, but this is a lineup that can go into a 1-game playoff and with one swing of the bat win the game, just because it's so powerful. Even Kyle Higashioka hitting 9th, you would think. I mean, he can get a hold of one. If Eovaldi misses with a fastball inside, I wouldn't, be surprised if Higgy took one off the monster. So in terms of Garrett Cole, I don't know. He's scary in a way. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking like this. I mean, I was kind of nervous going into last year's postseason with him on the mound. And then he went in there and dominated, and all of my, fear went away for the remaining of the postseason. I was confident in him in the Rays games, but I kind of just need to see it again. I just need to see the outing, because I think he's imploded before this season, and whether or not he was taking, a step back to save his arm, I don't see why he'd be doing that in these big games down the stretch. You saw he got lit up by Cleveland. get booed off the mound at Yankee Stadium. Like I don't know. I really don't know how he's gonna pitch, and he's not great in Fenway Park. Not too many Yankee pitchers are. So Jay Happ was though. Just having Garrett Cole adds confidence, but the fact I don't know. I'm more confident with Cole than I would be if I had Eovaldi, and I'll put it like that. Yankees have got to Eovaldi lately, and I think we have the momentum here. How do you feel about Garrett Cole?
Yeah, I mean, we pay him so much money to do this game right here. This is the bottom line, what we need him for. And to see him go out and have like a 6 ERA his last 4 starts is really concerning. But he got the win out of the way against Fenway last time, even though he let up a bomb to Devers at the end. He has one under his belt. Now we need him to go do it again under the bright lights. I'm not nervous about him, but I'm not penciling in excellence, which you should be when you have a pitcher to this magnitude. I just think the bats need to jump out early and then get him at least like a run or two and just let him get into a groove up there. He's not gonna. I feel like if we don't score early, he's gonna feel like over pitch in the sense where he's like trying to locate everything perfectly, and that's when a ball gets left over the plate, and that's when Devers hits a ball to the moon. So I think the offense getting a run or two in the first like 3 innings could pay dividends for Cole tomorrow night. I don't know. It's one game playoff. Like you can't really talk about it. We have no idea what's going to happen. Twins game was nuts. A's game, they started their closer. Like you don't know. It's so weird. That's why playoff baseball is the best.
You make a good point there with scoring early. I said an inning that sets the tone. You don't really set the tone in the 7th inning. You got to set the tone early. I say it before every postseason game. I mean, if you can get to pitchers early in the game, you get the other team thinking. If the starter can't go to the extent that they plan, they got to do extra to beat you. And if we can get to that Boston bullpen, I mean, I am not scared of one arm. I don't even know if Garrett Whitlock's healthy. I don't remember the last time I saw that guy, but he's the one guy that I feared in that bullpen. I don't fear anybody in that Boston bullpen. Ottavino, Hernandez, Josh Taylor, Matt Barnes, you name them, I'm not scared. So, and I'm not too scared of Nathan Eovaldi. He's pitched well against us. He's pitched very well against us in Boston. I can recall a couple games this year. There was an afternoon game. I think we made a 5-run comeback at the end to win in that disastrous Boston series. But he went like 7 innings, got hit up a little at the end. I remember a night game where he went 7 or 8 innings. So, I mean, if the Yankees let him get in a groove, if he's dialing up that fastball and we can't get on top of it, if he's got that fastball going, it makes his off-speed pitches that much better. And with one of the best hitters in baseball when it comes to hitting breaking balls is not in your lineup, DJ LeMahieu, you're a little scared because if you can't hit the fastball, you're going to have a lot of trouble hitting that curveball. So we'll see.
If we get Eovaldi out in, I think 5 solid innings gives them a really good chance to win. Anything less than that, working the count, getting guys on base, situational hitting, we're going to win the game. Like, you can clip this. I don't know what you got to do to go back to it later. We're going to win the game if Eovaldi goes less than 5 innings. We get 3-4 cracks at that bullpen, even if it's Sale coming out for an inning, which I've heard because he only threw like 60 pitches the other day. They can throw the kitchen sink at us. If we get Eovaldi out in the 4th or in the 5th inning, like rallying, we're in the driver's seat. So I think that's the key. I really think early offense is the key to set up our pitching. So let us set up our bullpen how we want, whether it be Sevy or Loizaga, Chad, whatever we're choosing to do. Clay Holmes. Hitting early allows us to do things exactly how we want, and that's how we're going to win the game, in my opinion.
Going back to that, like that, not scared about anyone. We've seen every single one of these guys, except for Chris Sale, and that's why I'm happy he's not pitching, or starting. He may come in. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they're scared of doing that. But if they end up getting past that wild card game, I don't know how they really plan to utilize Sale. I don't know if it's going to be in more of a Severino role, but Sale's back to starting, so Severino hasn't gotten there. I don't know if they want to pitch him like that, because he pitched the last game, didn't throw too much, but then he can come into this game. Do they want to pitch him in game one? That's a question that you got to ask yourself. They needed to use him in that last game to assure a victory, while it didn't really have any effect on the later parts of the game. So they're going to Eovaldi. And Eovaldi's been big in the postseason for them in the past. It's another thing that we didn't really talk about is Eovaldi's postseason experience, but Garrett Cole is just as much. We're in a good spot. It's in Fenway. Didn't really seem to matter last time as we swept them. But they want to beat us so badly. I mean, if we talk about their lineup, I don't really think, when I said that I'm not scared of any of their relief pitchers or back end or rotation guys, I'm a little scared of their bats. I mean, get Rafael if you let, Bogarts get on, and then, walk a batter and Devers comes up with multiple guys on and one in scoring position. I mean, he's the best hitter with runners in scoring position, I believe. That's very scary. JD Martinez, a guy who hasn't done too much against us this year, could very well be the difference maker tomorrow. There's Hunter Renfroe, Kyle Schwarber. I mean, there's Kike Hernandez. I mean, there's a lot of Bobby Dahlbeck. There's a lot of power in this lineup. Their lineup is much more balanced than ours is. They've got multiple good hitters who hit for average, Bogarts, Devers, Martinez even. And they have those power guys around them to, when they get guys on, you bite your nails, because you got Renfroe, Dahlbeck coming up with home run power. Even like Christian Vasquez hits home runs off us. Kevin Plawecki hits home runs off us. I mean, they have guys who hit home runs. Home runs, I'm sorry, they're the difference in these wild card games. You look back at all the Yankee wild card games. What has been the difference? 2015, Colby Rasmus, Carlos Gomez going deep off Tanaka. 2017, the Didi home run, the Judge home run, even the Gardner home run. And then you look at 2018, Judge, second hit batter of the game, home run. Yeah, you had a lot more going on pitching wise in that game, but really home runs are kind of what win you these games. So who's going to hit the home runs tomorrow? Two guys who, Eovaldi is very good at keeping the ballpark, so that's a bit concerning, but we just got to string together hits. I remember then that last start. I remember you told me that I didn't know what was really going on, but we had a hit parade going. In that first inning, I'm pretty sure we scored like 3 or 4 runs. We just kept hitting and hitting and hitting. I don't think we were hitting home runs until Stanton hit one later, right? Maybe not. But we were hitting. Hit parades what win us the game tomorrow. And if we, get a hold of one, that's even better.
If on the flip side of what I said earlier about Eovaldi, we gotta, regardless of how we hit, if they come out early and punch us in the mouth, I think we're in trouble the same way if we come out and punch them in the mouth. I think this game is the early innings are so crucial, because you fall behind and then you got to go through guys like Bogarts and Devers, like you're talking about, the second time, the third time through the lineup. Like, I'm terrified of those guys too. I agree. Like, it's the tone being set in this game is so crucial. This doesn't feel like a game like the Twins or the A's where it's kind of fluctuating throughout the game. Like, let up 3 in the first, 3-run bomb right back. Like, we have to get up early and get hits together. It's going to be a big, big problem, because their lineup's 9 deep pretty much. Like, they can hit. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We got the right guy on the bump to do the job, but it feels like an uphill battle unless we get out early.
You can't get out little thinged. We can't let Boston. They've got good defense. They've got. I don't know if they'll play Iglesias tomorrow, but they've got Renfroe and Wright. I don't. In my lifetime, I haven't seen any right fielder handle right field in Fenway better than him. I mean, he is great at that. And that could be the difference tomorrow. I mean, like, there have been balls that have kicked up against the wall. He fields them perfectly, carry him off the wall, and he's got the best arm in baseball. So, he takes doubles away and makes them singles. Hunter Renfroe could be a big part of this game. Devers seems like he's, George Brett over there at third base against his Mike Schmidt. I mean, he makes every play. They do have some holes, but we can't let them outbase. We can't, be the first half New York Yankees in terms of base running. You have to be smart. If we get a guy in third base and they hit a ball to the left side and they send the guy, I'm gonna lose it. I mean, this is a must-win game. Can we play like a professional team and not a little league team? Can we do the little things right? It's going to take hitting. It's going to take the little things. And it's just going to be keeping the ball in the ballpark and getting Eovaldi out early. And if we can do some of those things, I think doing some of those things wins us the game. I don't really know. You don't know until you know. It's one game. Anything can happen.
The idea of little things being so crucial in these games is what sparked the idea of them maybe going defense heavy, getting Gio back to third, and then sacrificing the bat for Velasquez, especially because he was coming through at that series at home against Boston. I don't know if that means anything, but that just makes me happy. But yeah, I mean, we got to play flawless defense. It can't be a pop-up disaster like it was last week or whatever. Got to be sound on defense, can't give away outs. I feel like that's always what it comes down to in the postseason. The team that gets the extra out, gets a break, takes advantage of it, and comes through and wins the game. Got to hit with runners in scoring position, but you got to play defense. I feel like it starts with pitching and defense, and only a couple runs early, and it allows us to do all that with so much less pressure than if we're playing from behind. I really don't. I don't know what else we have to talk about. It's so nerve-wracking with one game, but it really comes down to timely hitting, good pitching, and sound defense. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see this lineup now because there's so many different routes they can go. I feel like they usually go bat heavy because we're the New York Yankees. We hit bombs, but I feel like defense may be the play. I'm not sure though.
If you go defense, I mean, you got a stacked bench. You got Odor, you got Gary, and you got Tyler Wade. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. I really don't even know who's on this team. I thought Estevan Florial was on the Yankees, on the big club September call up. But then, a couple games back, we're not talking about these games that led up to here, although they were exciting. They got scary, but besides the point, there was a moment where we didn't have enough outfielders, so we hit Tyler Wade instead of Odor. And Luke said, "Is Florial on the team?" I have no idea, and that's my problem. But I just think having that extra guy who can go play defense. I don't want Estevan Florial playing in tomorrow's game by any means, but just having another guy who plays outfield could really make a difference at the end of the game. So you don't have to use Tyler Wade if his bat comes around after pinch running. I don't really.
By the way, you said earlier Jose Iglesias. Something with that late call up rule or whatever, he can't play. So they're down him. So I forgot to say that earlier. But yeah, someone in the Florial, Greg Allen range is going to be on the team for tomorrow. I don't know how or why. Well, I know why. I don't know how or who, I guess. I feel like it's been fluctuating all September, but they got to have that second out. If they have Tyler Wade on the bench, he's the only outfielder. I guess sliding Giancarlo, but honestly, that's probably it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the bench is going to go. I wonder, do you know when they announce it, or is it just kind of game time?
If my memory is correct. I know there's a phrase, couldn't come up with it. Treats me well. Who knows? I want to say it's in the afternoon because I remember finding out a couple years back, like waiting for it in school and seeing that Luke Voigt didn't make the playoff roster and like Clint Frazier made it. I remember being like upset, and that was in the afternoon. So, I mean that's before the division series, I believe. So it could be different for the wild card game. They haven't announced them yet, so I would think it's sometime before game time tomorrow. It's not going to be like a game time thing where they released it like 20 minutes before. It's going to be in the afternoon. It's going to be interesting to see who makes the team. Pitching wise, I think it's pretty chalked up. You have a pretty good idea of who's in there. I think the thing about the Yankees, and I alluded to it in the last episode, we have a bunch of starting pitchers who are in different roles because they won't be starting games. They might open, but we have a lot of those guys. We have the Hermans and the Kings and the Severinos who could be really big for us if we just get past this game or just tomorrow's game if it doesn't go as planned. Because when you take a step back and look at it, still Yankee Red Sox. So Boston could go up 4 runs and game's still far from over. So that just makes it even more terrifying. It's Yankee Red Sox and it's one game. It's one game. It's not 3, it's not 5, it's not 7, it's 1. So there's so many aspects to it. I mean, you say that we got to out-hit them. Obviously, we got to out-hit them. We got to out-pitch them, obviously. But it's just how we do it is going to win us the game because the game's going to go down to the wire. Let's be real. Something weird would have to happen. An epic failure would have to happen for this game not to be close at some point in the middle to late innings.
I'm going to close this with the same way I opened it. I'm so nervous. I'm just so nervous. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm very nervous. These are probably the most nerve-wracking things I've ever endured. A 1-game series is so up in the air. Yeah, I mean, I'm nervous. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm excited, but I'm nervous.
Makes you like that 3-game series a little better in the wild card series. I don't know. I think last year, if you can really touch on this quickly, last year's format was really weird with the expanded playoffs, but I don't know. I know the 1-game wild card's great for ratings, but the 3-game series, I mean, just one series in each league. Last year, what was it, like 2-3 series, wild card series? I mean, why was the division winner playing in a wild card series? I think so. That just didn't really make any sense. But I don't know. I think a series could be in the cards in the future, but can't be looking at it like that. Got to look in the moment. And Luke said that maybe talking this out would make him a little less nervous. That didn't work. I think me reiterating some things about how it's Yankee Red Sox didn't help. So I'll take the blame, but it is what it is. It's the facts, and we got to face them. And tomorrow we plan to live stream the game. So we'll be pumping out probably on Twitch. Not really too sure yet. Got to figure that out, but we'll be live at some point, whether it's on Instagram and if we have to wing it. So, yeah, it'll definitely be a good time. And I'm not too sure if I'll be able to sit in my seat too long, because back at home during these games, I'd watch them in the kitchen. In the middle innings, I'd walk to my room, nervous as ever, walk into my dark room and just decompress. I don't have that freedom here. I kind of just have to sit here and watch it. I mean, even in we're going to probably have a Red Sox fan in here as well. Like, even games that we're watching on the TV and in here, and I can move around, but tomorrow it just, I don't know. There's not too much moving around and lounging around. It's different. It's definitely a different environment with live streaming, but we're just going to do it. Hopefully we win. That's really it. I don't want to keep going on and on, but just win.
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer to win, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've never experienced a playoff game in a dorm with neighbors and people not our family. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to see. I'm glad we're streaming it. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't really have too much else. We just gotta go win.
We'll keep you guys updated on that. Thank you guys for listening and watching. It's been a fun year. Hopefully it doesn't end. We'll definitely, if tomorrow doesn't go as planned, which I don't want to think about, post another episode. But more episodes to come if we keep winning. Regardless of our schedule, we'll figure it out. We got to get these episodes out, get them to you guys, and just talk about the Yankees. I find this as, like, in a way therapeutic, because me and Luke have conversations on the side, but we get in here and it's a whole lot different because thoughts are rolling. So once again, thank you guys for listening and watching. Luke, any last thoughts?
Nah, pretty much just thank you. This has been fun. It's always fun. We'll probably do an episode either way because, yeah, so see you guys then. Peace.